G'day everyone, I'm Jazza, and today we're going to be diving into and learning about the mysterious, timeless art of bonsai. So I'm really excited about today's video because this is something that I've always been curious about and know nothing about. I came here a week and a half ago because I was looking for a feature tree for my garden, and the thing that was going through my head the whole time I was looking around is, this is art. Like, this is so creative and it's so admirable how long it takes and how beautiful the result is, but also how close to nature the art form gets. So I'm really excited today. I have a guide here in Jeff, the artist himself. So we are in his art studio today. Jeff has been kind enough to shut down his store for the day so we could do this. Go check out Chojo Feature Trees on Instagram. He also have a website. He sells hard goods internationally. So if you're interested in the pots, the tools, the wire, all the stuff you need to make the bonsai trees.
And we can get most of it anywhere.
Also, if you're a local and you want a guided hand like we're getting today, you can actually join a class. They do a class here every month with a hands-on experience, and you leave with your own bonsai tree.
That's right. We provide everything and you will leave with the tree, and that's yours to take home with a wealth of knowledge to go with it.
That's awesome. So my introduction to bonsai, that scene in the Karate Kid where Mr. Miyagi is clipping the bonsai tree, that was my first experience seeing bonsai and hearing about it. So let's just go from the start. What is bonsai?
Okay, it's probably worth talking about the word itself, bonsai. Bonsai is a Japanese term with two words in it, and they simply mean plant in tray. That's it, two words, bon and sai. So it's a very literal translation there. But what it has developed into is the definition of an art form. Now the art form includes living material, which are plants for the most part, but there's also mosses, rocks, and whatnot, natural looking things. But we should take it a step further back. About the 11th century is where they think the Chinese started working on a similar art form known as penjing, when the emperors or the people in the upper end of the culture would sit back and think, I'd like to see my homeland, you know, the same way that we would long for a photograph of where we were from. The monks at the time would run around, dig up little plants, and create these dioramas of said places.
That's cool.
And they would carry them around, bring them to their emperor, and it's sort of like we would hang a photo on the wall. What the Japanese did by the time this art form got there, they actually put them into different styles. Now those styles are based on the way trees grow in nature. The representation of a mature tree in a natural element. So when you find a tree or grow a tree that you want to work on, you take that specimen and you marry it together with a style. You can't make an abstract bonsai. They're all based on the way things grow in nature.
I don't know, Jeff.
Yeah.
You haven't met me yet.
We've always got students like you. There's always one. There's always one. Yeah.
I think I could show you a pretty abstract bonsai.
When the art form got to Japan, the main thing that happened is what they like to focus on was a single tree.
The pot is as much a part of the art form as the plant?
Absolutely. Remember, bonsai, plant, pot. It's not just a pot for a plant. It's actually harmonizes the overall composition.
Absolutely. Like, you lose this and you lose the whole aesthetic.
You're exactly right.
The moss and it's awesome. What are some other things people probably maybe don't understand or get wrong?
One of the catastrophic ones is based on the Karate Kid itself.
Oh no!
Okay, so...
Oh no, that's my only education!
It's often shown where bonsais are kept inside. So in Japan, it's not uncommon to present your trees inside, say for a tea ceremony, for whatever, for short periods of time. But somehow that's translated over to the Western world to think bonsais grow inside. What they need is to feel the change in temperature, the warmth of the day, the coolness of the night. And we have developed to live in the static world of you know, climate control. Everything is one temperature all the time. Trees really don't like that. The best thing to do is observation. So when does your bonsai need to be watered? You should learn how to tell. And that's by looking, checking to see how dry it is, thinking about the weather, how hot has it been, how hot is it going to be. You have to learn how to observe the tree. And that's a great reason to get into bonsai, to bring us a little bit closer to the natural world, just through observation, simple observation.
All right, everybody, throw all of your preconceptions about bonsais away. This is an extreme sport, people, and we're gonna get crazy. We're starting off with this, and we're gonna go home with a bonsai. You have a grown one that these could turn into. Can we bring that in just to sort of show before? Oh my God, after. That really, it looks like a completely different specimen. Can we, let's just make that. Let's do it.
Okay. So,
I'm ready. I was born ready.
With bonsai, what we're trying to do is think about a design for the tree. So it's not just random cutting and just shaping however we want. First thing you should think about when you're starting a bonsai is there's a front to the tree. So clearly, this is the front of the tree. If we were to look at it this way, most of the interesting bits would be gone, right? Let me turn it 90 degrees. Less interesting, more interesting.
Hey.
So our first job is to work from the bottom. We want to go through the trunk and we want to clean it out as we talked about before. So we have all of these crazy branches and we're going to be removing some, shortening some, we're going to incorporate some of them in our design. Let's start from the bottom and we're going to work our way from up to the top. So the whole exercise is a balance of positive and negative space. These long branches are great down the bottom and we'll shorten them as we work towards the apex.
I know this isn't a race.
But it looks like you're winning.
But I'm winning. Like I said, I'm reckless. I like how immediately different this is. I do feel like I'm sculpting, not gardening, which is really cool.
That's right.
What do you say to people who say this is cruel to trees?
Oh, it happens
do people
all the
say
time.
That?
What I would say is they're probably the most pampered plants on the planet. There's caretakers looking after every need they have.
It already looks so phenomenally different.
It looks great, really, it does. One of the important parts of bonsai tools is the wire. So I'm gonna wrap it around, not tight. So once I apply this, I can let you make some decisions about what we're just talking about here.
It's intimidating.
Yes, yes.
Right, so this is, you've loosely wrapped it in the core wire.
Yeah, you can see it goes all the way from the root ball all the way up. So I'm putting this back on your plate now. Yeah. You can try and find a way you want to finish this tree off.
This is where my impatience is gonna bite me in the ass. I feel like I just ruined what you did. And that wasn't too painstaking, but I gotta say, it's easy to get lost in it. I can see how people get sucked into it.
And anyone can do this. As you can see, I mean, you've done a fantastic job.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Yes, I like it. I like it very much. So
I like it too.
So
this is nice.
There's one piece that we're missing though.
The pot.
I think Josh can pick one.
It's tricky.
It's hard.
It's tricky.
It's
hard to make the right choice.
Sometimes they're unglazed like these ones, and sometimes they get broken by guys like Josh.
So I'm wondering if the rounded.
I like it.
I like
Let's
it
work
too.
with it.
Cool.
Cool. Let's have a look at this. There's two sets of holes. These two big ones are drainage holes. These two little ones are what they call wire holes. So I'm going to cut a couple little squares to cover especially those larger drainage holes. And then we just bend those wires back like that.
Awesome. Clever.
Bonsai wire is kind of like gaffer tape. You can do anything with it. Then I'm gonna go to the underside of the pot and push this U-shaped piece of wire right through. This is going to wrap around the root ball and tie the actual root ball into the pot.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of stuff
to get in there.
To fit in there.
So we're going to have to reduce this. You're right, John. So I'm going to take my root cutters here, and this looks pretty harsh, but I'm going to go straight up to home here, and I know I'm going to at least have to remove this much of the actual root ball. Still got a little bit more than we need, but I kind of wanted it that way. Now I've got a root pick. It's going to loosen the whole root ball up a little bit, so I'm being very careful to maintain that structural integrity. So it's got to fit in real well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So even with what we were talking about early on when we were just looking at the trees and discussing things, it's the potted tree, and it really does make such a huge visual difference. So there you go, bonsai. Wait, is bon the pot?
Bon's the pot.
There's your side.
Say bon.
There's your bon. Twisted.
And now I'm just twisting them off. Here we are. We got it in a pot, looking pretty good.
Pretty good. Good looking, bloody awesome. I want moss.
You want moss?
How do I do moss?
I'm gonna get you moss.
Yeah.
That's how you would want moss.
This is fun.
Where I like to place it is kind of, you see how there's an exposed area of that root ball?
Yeah.
I kind of like, not right on the trunk line, but just around that root ball is where I'd like to place bits of moss. And I use a sort of 3 to 5 mil scoria as a top dressing pebble. So between the scoria and the moss, I kind of let that be the finished look.
Would you consider this a good start?
A brilliant start.
I find it interesting that it's like a very contrasting art form. There's a lot of fragility, but a lot of resilience and hardiness. It's about beauty, but it's also about flaws.
It's a representation of a tree in its natural element. Out in the forest, when a storm comes and tears branches off the tree, there's no gardener there pruning them off, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to give that story of a tree like that, for example, has gone through some really hard times, really hard years where it's nearly died.
Yeah.
And it's chosen to live. Bonsai, like a lot of art, is there to tell a story. So when you look at it, you think, oh my God, that tree has had such a hard life. But the beauty is it's chosen to live. You know, it's found a way to live. And I think that's probably telling in a lot of art. In the modern world, lots of people really don't understand simple things about the way plants grow. And I think understanding what a plant needs and how the sun works and where it travels from here to there, it's something that's just sort of realigning us where we should be in the relationship with us and the world. Anything that does that right now is probably a benefit to society. And bonsai, you know, it's just one of the many things that can push us in the right direction.
And there it is. I have my own bonsai, and like I said, when I first came here and really learnt a little bit more about bonsai, it really struck me as an art form, and I'm really excited to have shared that with you today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and please go blow Jeff's mind. Go to his Instagram page and follow him, but while you're there, go look at the photos, because these things are absolutely beautiful. They are sculptures, it's art. It's really quite stunning, and so much time and work goes into them, and I can't thank him enough for having us here today and sharing this whole art form with us. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had such a blast making it. Thank you so much for watching. While you're here, of course, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more fun with art, creativity, and all that good stuff. Hit like so other people can, I don't know why I'm doing that, hit like so other people can see this video, and go check out some more videos on the channel over there. That's it for now, and until next time, I'll see you later.